Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson. We're in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me, Mr. DJ, Mr. Donovan Jackson, Mr.
1-3 with the new technology, even though we had some technical difficulties.
Yes, sir. We finally upgraded a little bit, got a little soundboard. Shout out to Big Bros, Mr. T's Mac for hooking us up and helping us get through this whole technical difficulty we've been having going on. But anyway, I got a very special guest in the studio with us today. Somebody I've been rocking with for a good long time. You know, she's actually a big giver in the community, and I just really like her heart, you know what I'm saying? She has one of the biggest hearts I know. So I just want to bring to the studio Miss Lillie Collins. Lillie, how are we doing today?
I don't know how to follow that, but I appreciate I really do appreciate the recognition, and I'm super excited to be here and support, so let's do it.
Yeah, look, I'm glad you can be here with us today, man. I feel that, you really have something inside you that you can probably share with others and, maybe help them change their life a little bit or just think a little bit differently about something in the world, And, I already kind of told you your topic. You're one of the first ones to get to know your topic beforehand, so you should feel special about that one.
I mean, I really do, but I think it's necessary.
Anyway, so we're going to have a discussion today about giving. And I know that you do a lot of volunteering in the community. You help out with the NSBE program. You help out at the Hunter Academy. You run after-school programs up there. You helped out with the NSBE nonprofit. You was out there with us doing science projects with the kids and just, really teaching kids about science a lot, And I just really like how you're in the community like that. So I just want to talk about, just a little bit about being in the community. So, when did you really first start to be into the community and start giving like that? What even got you on that path?
So I think the first time I actually gave in the community was at Hyde Park, actually, which I was talking to Donovan about. I didn't recognize a fellow alumni in the room.
The Panthers.
Okay. But I determined real early on that I wanted to actually be a teacher, and I wanted to be a teacher to give to kids and students. I always loved kids. I always loved just education in general. My head was always in a book, and so I took a course at Hyde Park actually for becoming a teacher, and
really?
we actually got to go across the street to the elementary school and read to the kids. And
Hyde Park is what, elementary or middle school?
Middle school, yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
Hyde Park is middle school, and we were about in the 7th grade, and we went to read to 2nd grade kids, and I don't even remember the book. I swear I think it was something along the lines of Cinderella or something.
And George or something.
Right, and the kids were just so excited. They were so excited that we were there. They were so excited that we were reading to them, and I think it just awoke something in me that made me feel this feels a deeper thing in me. This opens something up that really makes me feel wow, I want to keep doing this. This makes me feel good.
The spark went off pretty much.
And it kind of ignited my giving moving forward, because now I'm just I'm looking at the program. We're going every week to read, and I'm just I want to keep doing this as long as I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I went home and told my mom at the end of the year, I'm about to be a teacher, and she was like, "You are made for such greater things."
Oh, wow.
Not to not against any teachers out there, but she was just "You're so great in science, you're so great in math, you're so great in technology that I really think that while you could be a teacher, you definitely could do that. I would support that, but I think you could do something greater, and I think you could still find that passion with something greater." And so next day she's taking me to pharmacy schools and stuff, and I was just
trying to change your mind.
Right, trying to change me up, man. And I was just Mom, this isn't what I want to do either. And I think at that point I started going to, in middle school, I'm still going out and just trying different things by giving to, the kids and hey, let's talk about this topic. Let's do a workshop on this while I'm trying to learn, about where my place is, and also sharing that place
with them.
So that's kind of
That's deep.
when I started.
So you started giving in middle school.
Yeah.
So you're still a student yourself, and you gave through a high school, I'm guessing too. Like you've been out there volunteering time and everything like that.
So I got to high school and I finally found what I wanted to do in high school, which was computers. Like I developed like this love of computers. Desert Pines was the school to go to at the time for information technology. So I was just like, yo, I gotta go there. Like I gotta, I want to learn as much as I can about computers. But even doing something that I was passionate about at Desert Pines, like I still felt like I was missing something.
Right.
And so when I joined student council, when I joined the National Honor Society, when I joined BSO even, I was just like, yo, I'm getting these opportunities to give and it's amazing. Like it's always been just a part of like who I am. Like every time I gave, I felt something. Like it lit me up from the inside, and it just felt like I'm fulfilling a purpose that's deeper and greater than me. And I continue to just try to find those types of opportunities throughout for the rest of my life. Like
and I always noticed that about you too, because like I remember the first time we asked you to do an upset event. You went off the wall with everything you were trying to do in this one event. It was like, whoa, Lily, we don't have 2 hours. Like, you're trying to do about 6 hours worth of things right now, but that energy that you have, that this giving gives to you, the idea of, I can help some kids out, help them learn something new, let's do it, I'm excited. And I really like the drive that you have with that. Like, that's really amazing,
And then, like, even with, like, the Nuff Said, like, it was pretty much, like, walking in and, like, seeing what you guys were doing with the students in Nuff Said, and I was just like, whoa, like these are people who have the same ideas with giving about me. Okay, let's do it. Like I'm excited. Like okay, they with me here. Like let's make this happen. Like I think we can do something great together, because I can do a lot by myself, but you can do more. And I think you guys had a podcast discussion about that. Like where you can do a lot by yourself, but you can do more with more people. And I felt like Nuff Said was my opportunity to finally get people who were, on the same level about giving as I was and wanted the same things, is really to reach out to these kids and give them the same opportunities and expose them to things that they may or may not have seen. Like, and I think that's been my purpose. Like my reason for giving is because the numbers are just so staggering, for African Americans going even to college, to then selecting engineering as a major, to selecting computer science as a major, to graduating, to getting into the workforce, to becoming and continuing education with masters and doctorates. And if it's my opportunity to be that one that inspires one of these kids out there to do that, then I'm definitely gonna do it. Like
and that's real, and that's like, as long as I can help one kid, and I always appreciate you about that one too. Like you always find one kid that you can probably really help out and go, okay, let me help this person really shine or really see what I see because I feel them connected with me, and that's good though. You're out there just doing it to help out one kid at least. If I can touch one heart, you did your job.
Yeah, and it's more for me helping that one kid, but also not feeling like I need something in return. And I've never been one to say, oh, well, we can't do that because we ain't got the money. Well, I'm about to give up my money and we're going to make this happen. We're going to make it big. It has to be big because kids really do remember when somebody gave something big to them. Like they remember those big events. Like when we did the STEM in the park, that was super big, and all the kids remember the barbecue. They remember the discussion from Preston as a male engineer, and even the activity was just like, oh, this is engineering. Like yeah, this is engineering at its most basic level, and that's what's most important.
So I like how you talked about you have to give a lot to give. So like, what other sacrifices do you have to make to volunteer to give your time to these kids,
And it's definitely putting your life on hold sometimes. Like I definitely have sometimes put my life on hold just to make sure that how I was giving reflected how giving makes me feel. So it's like, okay, well, I really want to do this in my life. I really want to advance, but at the same time, it's important for me to give. Like, it's important for me to make that a priority. Like, I wouldn't feel right as, oh, like, yo, I'm succeeding, I'm moving up, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I'm not giving. Like, I'm not giving a piece of that back. And but it does become a point where, like, you know, your glass does get half full. Like, you get to the point where you just giving and giving
you run out
and giving. And now, you know, oh, like, man, money's tight this month. Like, wait, like, I gotta, you know, like, look at the budget again. Like, oh, that's right, I just did that event. I just did that. And it's just like, you don't feel bad about it, but you know that, yo, you are putting a little strain, you know, on this area of your life, which you don't regret. And I definitely 100%
don't regret nothing.
Never regretted it, but at the same time, you do have to find a balance. And I think I didn't realize that till it was too late. Which is why I was just like, wait, you want me to be on this podcast? Like, you sure? Like,
yeah, no, I'm saying.
Because I did have that moment where I overgave. Like, I gave way too much to where I became numb to the giving, and it wasn't hitting as deep as it was before. Like, it wasn't really impacting how it wasn't making, like, I used to give and be like, yo, like, life is good, like, no matter what, life is good. But then it got to the point where, well, you know, I gave, okay. Like, great, like, I'm still doing that, oh, good, like, that's still secure. But it actually wasn't, and so you missed that, like, you missed the point where it's like, okay, why are you giving?
Yeah.
Why is this important? And
no, that's real. That's really real.
It just becomes hard, and it's just like, then you become that person who's like, I want to continue to give, but I can't.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, because, like, now people are looking at you like, whoa,
where you at? I need your help. Yeah.
Right, where you at? Like, you just gonna step out? You just gonna, you know, back out? And it's just like, yeah. Kind of got to. Like,
yeah, and that's real, because you can't really give if you're not present with your giving. You know, like, they say it's better not to serve than serve angrily, or serve, you know, upset, or serve, you know, you're not feeling what you're serving right now. If you're not really feeling it and it's not making you feel good, or you're angry that you have to do it, you probably shouldn't serve right now, because you're not passing off the energy correctly. You know, you can pass off way more than just, you know, you giving this, but you say, take it, and it's like, ooh, now the kid's making it seem more like I'm a handout than you know, I'm a blessing that somebody wants to help me, you know.
Yeah, because I think my giving got to a peak in college when I found the National Society of Black Engineers, and I joined that organization, because at that point it's like, I'm doing what I want to do for my life, and it's going well, and now, you know, classes are going well, my grades are good, and on top of that, they're allowing me to travel, they're allowing me to get out, but at the same time, I'm giving, I'm fundraising, you know, we're raising money, we're in the community, we're doing things, and I think that's where NSBE really became a part of who I am as a person, which was like, now my giving has an even bigger purpose, you know, because now I have a mission, now I have a vision, NSBE has a vision, it became my vision, and I lived with it, you know, so.
No, I fully understand, and that's good that you joined something that's bigger than yourself to give, you know, that's really amazing, because like you said, that gives you a vision, gives you the drive, you got the support now to backing you, because you got other people helping you out with the plans. You're not out here trying to make up stuff by yourself. So that's really good. I like it. So what do you actually do in NSBE?
So NSBE actually stands for the National Society of Black Engineers, and they have one mission statement that we said everything, which, why am I blinking right now? Oh my God. But it actually is to increase the number of culturally responsible Black engineers who excel academically, succeed professionally, and positively impact the community. And I think it just became who I wanted to be. And I was like, I want to be this person who does excel academically. I do want to, you know, succeed professionally, and I do want to positively impact my community. And the first time I went to a NSBE meeting and went to a NSBE conference and convention, it's like, yo, I'm surrounded now by
people like
other, you know, minorities that are going through what I'm going through, you know, like, because engineering is hard and, you know, we sit in classrooms. I'm like the only one. I chose computer science because I wanted to program computers, and I'm just like sitting here by myself. Like, I'm just like, oh, can I, you know, hey, you know, how do I?
But now it's good because now you got a pack with you now. It's
yeah.
Like, I'm not alone out here.
But at the same time, they gave me a sense of community, but they also gave me reality, because it's just like, being realistic is that, yeah, 64% of degrees go to women, but of those degrees, only 24% of engineering degrees go to women. So it's just like, yo, okay, well, I gotta be one. Like, I don't, you know, but I got all these women around me, so which one of us ain't making it?
Somebody dropping right now.
Yeah, like, if that statistic is true, which one of us ain't making it? And it was cool to sit with other women who were just like, nah, we all making it. And I was just like, okay, like, let's do it, you know? And then, so that was the first. And then the next thing that always stuck with me was then the fact that it's just like, only 13%, you know? So blacks make up 13% of Nevada's population, but only about 6% go into engineering fields, you know? Like, going to college. So it's just like, I need to be that one. Like, it's important for me to be that one. And I didn't really realize that how important it was until I got out into the community. And I think that's where my giving came full circle almost, because it was just like, now I understand why I gave the way I did, you know, because to get to this point where I am giving me is giving enough. Like, it's like just being there is like, yo, hey,
presence,
and that's where it just changed. Like, things changed, and I was just like, yo, I'm in this. Like, NSBE, let's go. Like, let me, you know, volunteer. Let me be, you know, a leader. Let me step up. Let me get into roles. You know, let me go to conferences. Let me go to whatever I can do to help. Like, I want to do it to move the mission forward.
Yeah, no, I like how you said that. Just me being present is enough as well, you know, because like, I helped you out at the NSBE conference. I was chaperoning the kids, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think I did nothing. I feel like I just walking around, whatever. But I remember, like, you told me later, like, yo, the kids really liked you because you actually sat there, you bonded with them, you talked with them, you know, you played games with them, like, you was just hanging out with them, and you being present gave them that figure, using the classrooms with them, learning with them. They wanted to learn more now because of that. And I was like, deep. I didn't think I was doing anything real by just playing around and having fun, you know, but it really worked out. It really worked out, man.
Yeah, and that was the first time we had brought the conference to Vegas, and I went through years where it was just like, yeah, we can't bring no conference to Vegas, you know, people ain't gonna come and come actually to the conference and the workshops, you know, they're not gonna participate. And I was just like, no, I think we can do this. Like, I think a conference in Vegas would be great. And we did a nice big community event here, and the school, the 100 Academy, we went back there and we just impacted so many kids that evening for the whole board being there and all the leaders being there and judging them, and they were so excited to, you know, just see so many engineers like there supporting them and coming from other states. Like, it was a very impactful event that I don't think any of those kids will ever forget. And I think that's the biggest thing about giving, why it's just so important, like, for all of us.
No, you're real talk. You're touching lives. Like, you're really making memories for these kids, and they always gonna remember NSBE for sure. Like, that's real deep, man. That's real deep. So, you say you don't have work? No. All right. So yeah, I just had to go for my next question. Then is how do you what do you have to do to keep yourself coming up with ideas for giving? Like, how do you become so creative? I feel you always got some type of new idea of how to help the kids out or something like that. How do you do that?
So I think my process is a little bit different because I try to make sure that the activity is something that I would want to do. Like,
Right, that's real.
like that's my first step. Like, would I, as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, want to sit in this classroom for an hour? Like, do I really want to do that? No, I don't think I do. So as soon as I realize, like, hey, okay, what do I want to do? Then I sit down and I start like, okay, I want to go to a park. Okay, so let's build a whole idea around this park. Like, okay, so we gonna go to the park. We know that we got a location.
Right.
Alright, so it's Vegas. It's 100 degrees outside. So let's do some water. Let's throw some water in there. Let's cool it off. And it's okay. So I got park. I got water. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. Wait. I need STEM. It's like, okay. Let me get the location. Let me get how I can fit the conditions in, and now how can I bring STEM into water and a park? Okay, so let's see. Engineering, you can build anything. Like, and I think we forget that too. Like, that a lot of things are engineering. Like, at their most basic level. Like, what you guys do here, engineering. Like,
right, no, 100%. Yeah.
When you rig the microphones.
Yeah, exactly. How to get over the microphones. Engineering, yeah, it's not.
Totally engineering. Like, when you build a table, like, you're engineering that table. Like, you're putting it together, you're following instructions, you're building instructions, like, you're creating something. Like, in my mind, as a kid, I'm like, engineering equals create. Okay, what can I have these? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna talk about engineering. It's gonna be about creating. All right. So park, water, engineering, create. All right, so what they gonna create? Like, all right. So next thing is like, okay, what's my budget? So now I'm just like, okay, let's see what I got. I got $100, right? I got $100. Okay, how many kids I got? How many kids do I think are gonna show up? I think we had like 10, 12 kids that day. And I was like, okay, so 10, 12 kids, groups, okay?
I feel you. You just throw it together and just keep adding on to it.
Yeah, and that's kind of, and then it just, in the end, I go to the store and I'm just like, ooh, boxes, that's fun.
Boxes are fun.
I remember when I was a kid, and I was making little forts. Like, let's make forts in the park with water balloons. Okay, good, we got a plan, let's do it. Like.
Right.
And then from there, I'm like, okay, I still want to make sure that
it's educational.
It's educational. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's throw like a quick 10, 15 minute, presentation in there. Nothing too long. Let me find somebody who, has really got some stuff that they could talk about, that they understand kids, they work with kids before, they're an engineer, they do this and do that. And so it's just like, it just builds from there. And every time I ask somebody to come out, they show up, and I'm so appreciative of, my Las Vegas, professional group out here for supporting me in all of my activities and events. And, UNLV NSBE has came in with us as well, the UNLV chapter there. So it really does take like, okay, let me call some people up, see who, answers and says yes, and I get a yes, we on. Like,
I love it, bro, because she broke down everything. So you start off with an idea, you put the idea together until you can 100% make it possible. Then once you get the whole idea on paper, you start calling around for help if you need help making it happen. And you keep calling around until you get a yes. And then once I get a yes, it's like, okay, man, let's run with it. Like,
yeah.
That's how money is made. That's how businesses start. That's how everything rolls. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
And then the best thing about kids is that they never know the difference. Like, even if you plan the day before, like, they're still out there.
It's all about the energy you bring with it.
They're still out there excited. I'm excited. Like, yo, let's make this fun. Let's do it. Let's have a good time. And they have a great time regardless. Like. And that's just amazing, and that gets me every time, because it's like I'm over here stressing, like, oh my God, like the food ain't here yet. I'm still trying to get stuff. I got 2 days to go. Like, oh my God, this is a lot, and my mind's everywhere. But then I get out there, and the kids are like, yo, this was dope. Like, and I'm I'm thinking, I'm checking off all the things that were wrong in my head, and I'm just like, okay, I need to stop, and that's where I have to remember that giving is not about like how I think it is. It's about what other people get from it. Yeah. So, and that's where it just trickles down, and it's just amazing. It fills you up, and
I like it, Lily. That's really amazing, man. I think one thing I just really want to pull out of everything you said was you find the idea that you're looking for. You find out how you want to do it, then you take your idea, you put it in there, but then you figure out how to simplify the education to make sure that anybody can pick up on it, or so the kids can understand it while they're having fun, And I think a lot of people forget about that. Education should be fun. You shouldn't be getting forced stuff in your head every day. Like, no,
and not performing.
Not performing, You should actually be applying it, learning how it works everywhere, because you simplify so much stuff for me. Like little marshmallows with spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even think about that. We had marshmallows, we had spaghetti, and we had to try to build a tower to one, see if it could hold a pole, and two, how tall it can stand, how long can it stand. And it was like, it was deep.
And I get that from a lot of adults, which is just also like, wow, like, that's amazing too, because now it's like, I'm even inspiring adults over here. I'm just like, what? Like, they're just like, yo, like, that's crazy how I didn't even realize that these few things really make up like science, technology, engineering, and math. Like,
and it's fun.
It's fun. Like, and my kids are having fun.
Me right now.
It's fun, exactly.
I don't know what to do.
Look,
get some sticks and marshmallows and like let's do some shit,
bro. And then all you do now is throw in some few terminology, and boom, now you just learn words, and you learn now definitions of the terminology of engineering now. Like, it's so simple.
And I think that's also been part of why I give from the heart and from the soul, because if I didn't give from my heart and my soul, then I honestly wouldn't enjoy it, and they wouldn't get the fun. Like, I wouldn't have fun with it if I didn't personally enjoy doing it so much. Like, and I think they feel that, and I think that the fact that it's fun is just like, yo, that's just who I am. Like, that's how I give. Like, it should be fun, and it should be something that I always want to do.
Right. No, I feel you. So, like you said, I understand that, it makes you feel good. I wonder, have you ever received any like backlash from people that you are trying to help advance or give to? Like, have you ever received any backlash from your giving at all?
I think the way that I got the backlash was more so me trying to overdo it. And sometimes you don't realize, like, okay, you're doing a little bit too much, And sometimes it's not even direct backlash. Like, it's more like, oh, well, we're not doing that program anymore, or we're not, gonna have this going on, or we're gonna go a different direction, or somebody else is taking over what we're doing here. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like that kind of sucks, because now it's like you kind of feel like, okay, should I still be giving? Am I still giving in the right way? It makes you definitely question.
Work, right?
Yeah, it makes you definitely question yourself and question your giving. And giving should never be a question of, okay, how much, should you give? Like, it should really be about, I have this to give and I want to give it, and that's it. And if they don't want to accept that, then that should be okay too. And I think that took me a while to realize that not everybody wants what you're offering. Obviously not everybody wants to be an engineer. Not everybody wants to go into technology or anything like that. And you just have to accept that sometimes. Even though I would love for everybody to do it.
Everybody's not gonna like what you eat, though. Yeah.
But everybody's not gonna like it, and it's not gonna be for everyone. And I think backlash for me as well is kids who still at the end of the activity don't want to do it, because that actually kind of hurts. Because you'll see, because I've actually had a kid come up to me and say, "Yeah, I still don't like it," and it's sometimes it's hard to take, because it's like, I want you to like it though. Like, I want you to like it.
Why don't you like it? Yeah.
Right. I want you to like it as much as I like it, And so then you want to start, pushing them. And then that's when you start getting even more backlash.
Yeah, because now they resent it now. Because now you're like forcing them to do it.
Yeah, and now you're back to, basically forcing them to be something that they are not and don't want to be. And I think that's what hurts for me too, because it's like engineering is always what I wanted to do. I made the choice to do it forever, and I choose to continue to do it. So it's just like, for me to take somebody's choice away is not something that I ever want to do or experience. So now when that happens, I'm like, you know what, that's fine, that's great. Like, so what do you want to do? You know, like, okay,
right.
so
let me find out about you then.
Right, let me see what you want to do, and then maybe I can connect you with somebody who does that, you know, so you could talk to them and they can be your mentor and they can give to you to help you get to where you do want to be, you know. So I think that was backlash from kids. That's probably what it. I guess that sums it up. Is that backlash from kids is the hardest. Like,
because it's like you're doing it for them, and it's like they're not accepting it. That does hurt. I definitely understand that. I really do. That's crazy.
I wanted to say, since like it seems that like through the experiences of you giving to the kids, and then also learning how to like manage those uncertainties. Do you have like a certain role model to help you like give correctly in the right way, or you know, just somebody that you look up to model how to give?
I don't think I've ever had like an actual giving role model. That's really deep. Like, I may actually need one of those, because I definitely have had a lot of women in NSBE that I talked to that were giving to NSBE the way that I wanted to give. So I would say I had role models within NSBE of how to be a good NSBE leader,
right.
And how to give to NSBE. But in terms of like community giving, I don't think I've ever had an actual like overall giving role model, which is pretty deep to say. Like,
no, that's real.
Anybody that you possibly read about or anything? Because like, I mean, one of the best givers from what I've been finding out recently was like Jesus from the Bible. Like, he gave love just because he's God on earth. You know what I mean? So like, nobody that you read by chance or anything like that. It's just all comes from like experience and just like evaluated experience at that in order to keep doing what you're doing.
I think because I've never tried to put my own personal beliefs or ideas on my giving. I tried to make my giving as neutral as possible, just because I have no idea who I'm taking away from my giving when I try to put my own ideas and beliefs on it. So that's kind of how, while me personally, yes, I pray about giving, and giving is for the soul for me, and it means, you know, like, first time I ever gave was actually my life to Christ, so I, you know, like, it believe for sure. But in terms of like making that a model of how I give, I don't think I do, just because I want to keep it separate, like neutral.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think, so I think your question was like more like, is there like a
reference?
I guess like, for example, like, have you heard about like John Maxwell's givings, where he, you know, he gets to the point of every unexpected check that comes in, he just donates it to a charity. He doesn't keep it no more. But that's, of course, you know, he's beyond rich. But, you know, any like your other community leaders, I guess, that you actually followed or you really liked, and you've been like, you know what, I really like this person, or no? No,
I really think I just have seen giving as, yo, that's great that you give, and I appreciate your giving, and how you give is going to be different than how I give.
So you salute anybody that gives, pretty much. I feel you on that one.
That's just a big heart. Yeah.
And I never wanted to box my giving in. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, that sounds like I'm boxing my giving in. Like, if I'm going to give, I'm going to give financially. I'm going to, you know, and it may not just be money. Like, I may not just give money. I may just give my time. Like, I may give my whatever I got. Like, if I got something at the house, hey, let's come eat. Like, y'all want to come eat? Like, I'm giving food. Like, you know, like, if we talking on the phone, like, yo, let's talk. Like, let's communicate. Like, let's give, you know, us that type of giving. Like, there are just so many ways to give for me that I really do want to give in all ways. Like like, and then when I see, you know, somebody else giving, it's just like, yo, like, okay, can I give with you? Like, let's do it. Like, I'm not. There's nobody who I wouldn't partner to give with, I guess, either. Like, I feel we can all find a common ground when it comes to giving. And so if you want to give with me, then hey, let's do it. Like, if you have something like you think I can be a help up with, then I'm gonna be there for you and I'm gonna give with you. Like, and I can put my own whatever I got going on aside to give.
Right.
And
that's real though.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Like you said, that's that. Like you said, I told you, big heart.
Yeah.
I thought I was lying at the beginning of the show, but yeah, great heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a true giver. She's giving time. She's giving money. You know, sacrificing whatever she needs to sacrifice, sleep. You know, things like that. Putting in own work to craft stuff at home. She has to take it down to the events. Like, shoot, we went to the store tie shopping one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fully understand that. So, I guess I just want to talk about then, what are, like, I want to word this correctly. What are some rewards, some indirect rewards of giving that you have received or that you believe you noticed?
I think somebody sent me, I think the best indirect reward I ever got was I received a random package about 6 years ago from a student, and it basically had a letter, and inside of it, it just said, hey, I'm currently in college for engineering and my sister's thinking about it right now in high school. And I was just like, I didn't even actually know that person.
Really?
I didn't even know the student. I don't remember their name or anything, and I was just like, wow, like,
That's deep.
I don't even know if I actually touched this person, but I guess I touched somebody around them.
Yeah.
They decided to send me a letter, like,
Yeah.
to say thank you for offering this workshop. Thank you for doing that for me. And I was just like,
That's deep.
that's pretty dope. Like,
And you didn't even know about it until that moment.
until I got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like, you really just don't know. Like,
Right. No, and I feel, you know, knowing you for a while, for sure, I've seen that. It's probably me just talking, what's up, more hypothetical. Not hypothetical, more, just connect the dots, you know what I'm saying? You always been giving, and you always giving back so much to so many people, time, like I said, time, energy, money. And I feel on the flip side, it's always been making you blessed, you know? You have a solid job, you know what I'm saying? You was just sitting here talking about, I got 2 cars, 2 houses, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel it's been coming back to you in bigger ways and more. Like, it keeps your karma good. You know, it keeps your energy is always good. You know, it keeps you mentally strong, I feel. And that's why I always liked about you giving, for sure. I always felt like giving always made you give off like one of the best energies ever, Lily. Like, it's really amazing.
and it's like crazy because I don't even realize, like, everything you just said, I was just like, I don't atone that to giving. I atone that to
You being you.
me being
Yeah, but then, you know,
So-
you're putting off good vibrations in the world, you know? You're helping kids that you don't know their names, you know what I'm saying? You're just out there helping them, directing them. You're out there giving them speeches on how to do this engineering as well as directing to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing a lot, you know? You do so much, and the world's blessing you, for sure. For sure. I'm glad to see that, for sure.
Positive energy grows things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it is your life, wealth, or whatever it is, you have to give to be blessed. I wouldn't say get to be blessed.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing is when you, just because you gave over here doesn't mean your payment's coming back from that direction.
Yeah,
You know, the payment can come from any other side. You never know where you'll get paid from, you know, but you're going to get paid though.
And that's being integral.
Mm-hmm. No,
I mean,
real.
it's definitely hard, like, and that maybe that's it, and that's why I did at one point. I think I did at one point, like, see that my life, nothing was happening in my life personally, and I think at that point was when I was just like, oh well, is my giving not, you know, up to par or anything? Is there a problem here? And in that moment, it was just like, I can't connect these two. Like, it wouldn't
connect, yeah.
It doesn't make sense to, and that took me the longest, and I think I found that out the hard way after I was about 7 years in of, you know, we did 6 years at 100 Academy. Those were great years, and then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, everything kind of died down. It's like, okay, cool, that's fine. I'm still active as a leader and everything, and then my personal life kind of just shattered, and I was just like, I can't even believe like that these things are happening to me after I just spent 6 or 7 years like giving the way I have been. And I think that took me in a darker place because now I lost giving and I lost, you know, everything that was happening in my life. Like I lost something that was so important to me that gave to me, you know, that I was just like, oh crap, like is the rest of this stuff even giving to me now? Like, you know, what is giving doing for me? And so I ended up stepping back. Like I stepped out of the giving light for a year and a half, you know, and I dropped out of my positions. I wasn't active anymore at all. Like I was not giving at all, and it was really hard. Like it was a really dark place for me, and when you're in that dark place, you just don't know if you're ever gonna come out of it. Like you don't know if you're ever gonna get back to that point where you really give wholeheartedly,
right?
You know, or where you really give without expectation.
Right.
And when I finally was like, yo, you know, after therapy, you know, which was hard because it's like, you know, I got some strong black women in my life.
Right,
and I'm
exactly.
over here about to, you know, going therapy, you know, like I'm over here, you know, about to, you know, worry about, you know, the bills and what I got going on, and you know, things ain't looking too good, you know, like my relationships ain't working out too well, like, you know, like, so when I finally took that time, I guess, to give to myself, you know, and let others give to me, I think it opened up my giving in a new way. And I think that's where I'm at now, is like, yo, I can give to myself, I can give to others, I can give to my community, and I can do all that. Like, it's possible to do all that in one day. It's possible to continue to do that and be whole and be a whole person, and you have to be, like, you really do, because these things take so much from you, you know, because you're giving, obviously.
Yeah,
so
giving more, you know, energy, yes.
And so it's just like wow, like this is a new level and chapter for me in just how I'm gonna give, how I'm going to continue to be, you know, a part of NSBE and work on, you know, my leadership roles and continue to bring STEM to the students in Nevada, because I think it's important, and Vegas, you know, like I think it's important. Like the shortage is so bad, and I know that this mission for NSBE and the mission of NSBE and what we do and what I do is gonna impact, you know, the future generation, because computers aren't going anywhere. Technology's not going anywhere.
Not more
like,
coming, looking at us.
you know, we were sitting here before the podcast having technical issues. Like, somebody has to do that. Somebody has to push the buttons, you know? Like,
that's real.
And I hope those are minorities. I hope those are women. I hope those are just people who have the same passion and the love for giving people and themselves, like, which pretty much just is what giving is all about. It's about loving others, loving yourself, and being the best you could be. Like,
that's 100% real, Lily, and I'm hoping the same thing for you, for sure, because that would be amazing to see a lot more black engineers come through, and just the thought that, you know, maybe you might know one of them kids' names, because he's like, oh man, I remember you when you was little, you know, and that's what giving's all about, man. Just knowing that you really changed somebody's life and helped somebody get to another level that, you know, you wish you had got to at their age, and just helping our next generation get there faster.
Yeah, because it's definitely necessary, and while it would be great to see the numbers triple, double, quadruple, it's just not. It's hard. Like it really is hard, and I understand that it's hard. I've been through it. I'm there for, everybody who wants to do it. So that's how I want to give for the rest of my life. Like, yo, you could reach me, you could hit me up, collins.lillie at yahoo.com, like send me an email, like, yo, hey, how I get into this engineering, how I get into STEM, like, I got you, like, because the support is necessary, like, it is totally necessary to make it. And that's what almost anything, like, you need the support, you need people to support you, you need people to give, and you need people to be willing on being there.
Exactly. People making that sacrifice, and that sacrifice is never wasted though. It's always rubbed off on somebody for sure. So, take that step, man. Take that step for sure. Okay, so so let's go ahead and roll into the end game a little bit, actually, Lily. So I just want to ask you, like, what are 3 pieces of advice you can give to somebody that is like, I want to give, but I feel like, it's not going to be recuperated, or I don't know what to do, or what organization to join, or anything. Like, what 3 pieces of advice would you give to somebody about that?
I mean, you can always reach out to me. Like I said, I'm available every day, 24/7. I give to everybody who's willing on giving. I would just say follow your heart. Like, whatever, if you feel that there's a way, if you feel like there's a hole somewhere, like, really pick up on that hole and, like, fill it.
Right.
And figure out how to fill it, because there's so much information out there. There's so many different organizations, whether you're African American, whether you're Asian Pacific, whether you're Hispanic, like, there's an organization and there is a nonprofit out there that will not only fill the hole that you want to fill, but it actually will speak to you. Like, and that's what STEM and, reaching out to African Americans does for me and to get them into STEM does for me is, like, it speaks to me. Like, it's what I know. And I think that's also probably my third piece of advice is, like, do what you know. Like, if you have a skill, it's needed. If you have something to give, it's needed. Like, there is somebody who needs to hear your skill, know your skill, and learn about it. And because they don't know. And you don't know what you don't know, right? Like, and I think that's why technology has grown the way it has, because it's given a lot of people an opportunity to share
and the more
those skills,
keep new stuff from coming out.
and share them in ways that we are able to impact more people. And I think that's where it's just amazing how, like, it's easy to give. Like, you guys are giving through this podcast, and you just started doing it. Like, just do it. Like,
just do it, man. Kickstart. I like it.
You knew you had something to give. You knew what it was to give, and now you're giving it. And that's all giving is. It's just like, we all have something we can give, so just give it.
Right. And you know what I think I like about your story the most? And then, but anyway, I liked how you talked about you at middle school, you gave for the first time, it sparked your heart, you went home, and mom's was like, nah, let's get you into something a little more smarter first. You got into something more smarter, and then after you got done with your smarter stuff, you're like, okay, well, if not a teacher, let me be a mentor, coach, semi half sub teacher, whatever it is you was doing. Like, you went back and started giving again. And it's like you just went right back to your passion. And I love it. You really got the knowledge you needed to really make the impact. And now you're truly making an impact in your passion now. And that's good. You blended both of them, So it's like, anybody, if you got your task that you're really good at, something good, painting piano, driving cars, changing the oil, math problems, I tutor math, you know what I'm saying? I'm just good at math, I'm just good at tutoring, so I tutor math, because I know I can give that way. So anybody can give, everybody has something to give one way or the other, If you're the best toilet cleaner in the world, you can teach somebody how to clean that toilet amazingly.
And it's not always monetary. Like, a lot of people like, oh, well, I'll just get $5. I get $10 there. It's like, no.
It's not money,
It's not about the money.
Like, just do it. Like eventually, you know, like your time is so valuable, and I think there's a quote or something that talks about time and money, and how your time is worth more than like your money.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and
yeah,
so,
you can always get your money back. Time will never come back to you. Yeah.
And so when you give that, you just gave something so precious.
Yes.
You gave part of your life, but your life is worth boundless.
Yes.
Like what you can't even measure it.
Yes.
It's a whole life.
And then
you gave a part of your life.
And then if you're present during that moment that you're actually giving that time, you're gonna get everything you want right then and there.
Yeah.
Everything you want is gonna come right then and there. Like, so you gotta just make sure you're present when you're giving, you know? I love it.
With a good heart.
Yes, great heart.
Yeah,
So
it's just, and then just remember that giving, even if you don't feel like you want to give now, there's never a time when you have to feel obligated. Like, definitely give from the heart. Definitely don't overgive. Don't go crazy. You know, like if you have something to give and you know you can give it wholeheartedly without, you know, without it taking some of you, you know, like, then give it. But if you really are not in a position to, then that's okay too.
Yeah, it's okay too. It'll be time, yeah.
Because you can go and reach out and get something from somebody else, and then that then gives you the opportunity to give. And it's a domino. Like, giving is so domino that it's important for you to remember that even if you can't give right now, that's fine. Well, maybe you should go get.
Right.
Maybe you should go learn. Like, you know, and then now you picked up a skill, now you can go give, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's real. I love that one. That's deep. That's really deep. Go learn something, now you can give something. I like it. So, so I guess my last question for you, Miss Collins, is, you know, you're on the Just Keep Swimming podcast. So I'm just curious, you know, within the giving round, where are you still swimming to? Where are you swimming to right now?
I think I'm swimming to getting to a point where I can just give exponentially for any time, any place, anywhere,
Right.
and I never have to worry about, hey, alright, let me take my time, let me check my budget, you know. It's like,
Right.
I just want to give so wholeheartedly that
Nothing else matters.
nothing else matters,
That's deep.
and that's what I'm doing.
That's a whole state of mind.
I would say that's a state of levitation right there. That's what keep bullish. That's deep. I love it. And then I was wondering, do you have a quote or anything you want to leave us with? Like, what is one of your best, you know, quotes that makes you want to give a little more?
Be the change.
Be the change. That go back to the terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are the light. Be the change.
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
Do what it do.
Yeah, that's real good. I love it, man. I really appreciate you for coming on the episode with us today, and I know you just shared some knowledge and probably opened somebody's eyes. You about to have somebody out there picking up garbage cans right now, you know, picking up trash cans. I can feel it. So I really hope you motivated somebody to that level. Do you have any shout outs that you want to do? NSBE, emails, stuff like that?
definitely shout out to NSBE, Las Vegas professionals, everybody I think the episode's coming out during convention, which is starting on Monday. So
that's on Monday. You drop Monday.
Yeah, so everybody, I hope everybody has a great NSBE convention. I'm super excited. I'm attending virtually with all my fellow, NSBE members, so this should be fun. I'm super excited, and yeah, if you guys are interested in STEM, engineering, technology, math, NSBE, definitely reach out to me, collins.lillie@yahoo.com.
Yes. collins.lillie @yahoo.com. She said that super smooth, like she was passing up the player line.
Yeah,
so Collins.lillie, hit me up. Yeah. Make sure y'all heard that. Well, Miss Collins, man, I just want to say I appreciate you one more time for coming on the episode today. You killed it. You did a great job. I know you was nervous at the beginning, but you did amazing.
I mean,
you did amazing.
I give in certain ways, but giving like this is, I'm not out.
It's just new.
It's just new. That's all. It's just a little new now.
You know what? But then I'm so humble that I'm just like, what I got? This ain't nothing. I'm just doing it to do it.
Like you said, everybody got something. So I see what you got, and I'm using it for my advantage, unfortunately. But hey, I appreciate you, Lily. I hope you learned something about yourself. I'm pretty sure you did. I saw you thinking over there a little more than you usually do, so that's pretty good. Yeah, just want to say I appreciate you for being here, Lily. 110%.
Thank you guys for having me. This was fun, and shout out to my
Panthers.
Yeah, I was a Swanston cat myself. Thunderbirds over here, yo.
Anyway, all high Panthers, bro. High Park Panthers.
High Panthers, exactly. A high panther. What's a high panther gonna do against a Thunderbird? I'm shit like this kid.
I'm up there with you, dog.
High.
We about to have in the comments. There about to be a shot.
Anyway, if you got any questions,
Shout out your middle school.
Any questions for Miss Collins? Remember, send it to collins.lillie
collins.lillie at yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com, or you can send it to jkspodcast702 at gmail.com. We'll make sure she gets all the questions. Any questions for us, comments, concerns, please send it to us. We'll gladly appreciate it. And bro, you already know I just want to say thank you for being with us today. Hope the mixer worked out good.
It seems like it's working out great. I just need to tinker with it more, but thank
about
you
to be an
for
engineer over here. Like
I did computer science too, and when I went to Reno, so like bringing all the music and then the computer engineering back into this project, crazy.
Loving it.
dream.
So for everybody out there listening, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for rocking with us tonight. I hope everybody has an amazing day, a wonderful afternoon, a great evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Say it.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah.
With more oomph.
Yeah, more oomph. Say it naturally. Come on.
They didn't prepare me for that.